Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talk Sports on Global Television. It's a beautiful Monday morning. I'm very sure that you all had a sportful weekend filled with lots of events from the world of sports generally, and I'm very excited to bring you big stories from the world of sports today, as we've been seeing a whole lot unfold in the world of sports, both locally and internationally. So it's just a whole lot happening, and the current EPL champs got defeated by the FA Cup champs. That's about Crystal Palace, and a lot of fans are saying that is a trade, that is not a trophy. This season, this particular 2025-2026 season, every trophy is being celebrated and is being counted, whether it's a cup, like a mug for tea that a team wins, they are counting it as a trophy. So it doesn't matter. Liverpool got defeated in a penalty shootout by Crystal Palace. That's what the story says. So there's no way tuning it, but regardless, Liverpool are still the champion of England. So we'll be having that conversation. Also, we'll be talking about Eze Chukwu as she relinquishes African School Games, as she made Nigeria proud. We'll also be talking about Nigerian's fastest man, who will be taking on another fastest man on the planet in the forthcoming competition. Toby Amonson is leading the pack of Nigerians in Poland ahead of the championship that will be kickstarting tomorrow. And also the Tigers have landed Angola ahead of the FIBA male 2024 FIBA Afro Basketball Championship. We'll be having that conversation. Transfer talks are still there. Moses Simon has finally, reunited with his former side mates in Paris, and also Ademola Lookman has rejected the offer for him to play in England and insists that he wants to play in Inter Milan. So that rift and that conversation, that back and forth is still ongoing between the management and the leadership of Atlanta, and also Ademola Lookman. So we'll see all of these and we'll talk more, bring you highlights of the games of Chelsea and also the trophy handover for Crystal Palace, and also the highlights of the game between Crystal Palace and Liverpool. We'll bring you all of this immediately after this break. Stay with us. If you just joined in, this is Talk Sports and I am Samuel Odi. Now let's get right into the conversation as Eze Chukwu relinquishes African School Games. African youth champion in the girls 100 meters and 200 meters category, Miracle Eze Chukwu has promised to continue making Nigeria proud along with her teammates after returning from the 2025 African School Games in Algeria. Eze Chukwu won 2 gold medals and 1 silver medal at the Nigerian contingent power to the 4th place finish. Team Nigeria ended the first African School Games with an impressive 25 medals comprising of 6 gold, 10 silver medals and 9 bronze medals across 10 different sports. Behind hosts Algeria, followed by Egypt and Tunisia. The 17-year-old claimed the girls 100 meters gold and was part of the medal relay team, while she won silver in the girls 200 meters. Meanwhile, Nigeria has the hosting rights for the 2nd edition of the Games, which will take place in 2027. The Director General of the National Sports Commission, Bukola Olakbode, has promised that Nigeria will deliver a spectacular event in 2027. This is very exciting news that Nigeria has gotten the hosting rights of this prestigious 2nd edition of this school games, which will be coming up in 2027, and it's very interesting to see that Nigerian future in sporting activities, track and field, basketball, and all of that is in good hands. Looking at the fact that Nigerian athletes travel far and beyond to go represent, and also coming back with reasonable amount of trophies and gold medals, bronze medals in all categories. Just the concluded 14th edition of the arm wrestling that was held, African Arm Wrestling Championship that was held in Nigeria here. Nigeria emerged victorious with over 833 points, with leading the pack in the win of the major medals, which is obviously the gold medals. And then seeing all of this still traveling out of Nigeria, looking at the teams and our students on break traveling out of Nigeria to go make Nigeria proud and represent, shows that okay, the future of all of these activities is very, very clear, and is looking in good hands, based on the fact that Shehu Diko has always emphasized on the need to have grassroots sport development being paid serious attention to. And with all of this trajectory now, it looks like the future looks very, very bright, and Nigeria would also contend more in grand stages. So moving on, Ajayi faces world's fastest man in Bundapit duel. Nigerian sprint sensation Kingsola Ajayi will go head-to-head with the world's current fastest man, Keishan Thompson of Jamaica, in the blockbuster men's 100 meters race at the Green Hungary Atlantic Grand Prix later tomorrow. Ajayi, who has enjoyed a breakthrough year on the international circuit, will line up in Bundapit, again one of the strongest field ever assembled for the event. Thompson clocked 9.75 seconds in this season to top the world athletic ranking and record the fastest time in the world in the past decade. The men's 100 meters will be a showpiece final of the meet, which forms part of the World Athletic Continental Tour Gold Series. Every international in the race has run under 10 seconds, making it a high-stake test for the Nigerian 20-year-old. Other world-class contenders include South Africans Akin Shimbi and African record holder Ferdinand Omayele of Kenya, Ghanaian national record holder Abdulrazak Samuel, and seasoned American sprinter Ronnie Baker and Chris Coleman. All of these individuals will be lined up against Nigerians' top fastest man in Bundapit as they get set ahead of the championship that will be coming up in Tokyo come September. So we'll see how all of this pans out and how Ajayi will do when he faces fast men like himself on the track and field. So moving on, still talking track and field and sports generally, Amosun leads Nigerian Quarter Diamond League finals push. World record holder Toby Amosun will headline the challenge at the 12th leg of the Diamond League in Poland. This will come up this weekend as 4 Nigerian athletes continue their push to secure qualification for season-ending finals in Zurich. Fresh from clinching her 5th national title in Lagos, Amosun returns to Diamond League in search of her 4th Diamond Trophy. She will compete in the women's 100 meters hurdle for the 6th time this season, having already claimed victory in Rabat in May and recorded her season's best of 12.24 seconds in Paris, then following with a 12.88 seconds, which gave her a 2nd place finish in another leg of the circuit in the Ogun in July. Currently ranked 10th in the world, Amosun sits 2nd in the Diamond League point standing for the event with 17 points, just ahead of Netherlands' Natalia Veiser and behind leader Grace Stark of the United States on 35 points. A win on a high finish in Poland could secure her ticket to Zurich. She faces a strong field which includes world number 1 Thais Marcia Russell of the United States, world number 4 Akad Nuggets of Jamaica, and 2023 world champion Daniela Williams, also of Jamaica. Joining them also in Poland is Favour Ofile, who will now contest the women's 200 meters for the first time this season in the Diamond League. The Turkish-born sprinter sits 17th in the 100-meter standings with 4 points, following a 5th finish in her debut at the Portsmouth Classic in the Octagon. So Favour Ofili is no longer news that Favour Ofili have switched alliance, and it has been confirmed by the Athletic Federation of Nigeria that Favour Ofili is no longer representing Nigeria. So we will see how her outing would be with this Turkish outlet that she has decided to, represent. Now, looking at it now, a lot of people frowned towards that the Athletic Federation of Nigeria permitted and allowed that to happen. Now, a lot of people have drawn concerns around the fact that Favour now left, and just like she leaving, some other individuals so will leave because of the welfare of this athlete. Some persons have attributed Favour's exit of Nigerian Athletic Federation, beg your pardon, due to the fact of poor welfare and bonuses not being paid at the due time, and a whole lot of concerns have been raised around and her leaving. So we are going to actually get proper information from the Athletic Federation of Nigeria on what really happened, why Favour Ofili had to switch alliance away from Nigeria to the Turkish outlets. Though we've seen reports that says that Turkish outlets get to pay their athletes up to 500,000 for them, $500,000 for them to switch alliance and come represent them. So a lot of persons are looking at, okay, not just passion that I have for the country, but I still need to feed myself and feed my family. So a lot of persons have said that is the situation that Favour Ofili found herself, and that was the reason why she jumped on the opportunity when it came from the Turkish outlet. So we'll see how all of this pans out, and we'll definitely get you more updates around this switch that Favour Ofili did. So moving on, let's talk quickly around basketball before we move into transfer sport, and then I bring you highlights of the game of Chelsea and AC Milan. Also bring you another highlight of Crystal Palace as they defeated Liverpool, and also bring you highlights of the trophy handover. So now let's talk basketball quickly. Rivers Hoopers brace for NPBL title. Defense reigning Nigerian Premier Basketball League champions Rivers Hoopers are looking to defend their title ahead of the new season, which will tip off August 28th. Rivers Hoopers won their 6th league title last year by defeating Hoopers and Reds 71-54 in the playoffs final, and will look to retain their crown for the 3rd straight year. According to organizers, the league will run from August 28th to November the 16th and will be preached by registration period, which starts today, and it will be closing on the 28th of August as the game tips off. The 2025 NBPL is structured to run for 4 phases: group and intergroup playoffs and final 4. The 16 participating teams have been divided into 4 groups and 4 teams each across Savannah Atlantic Conference, and Rivers Hoopers have been paired alongside Delta Force, Oyele Warriors and Kwara Falcons in Group B of the Atlantic Conference. A Group A contestants commence Police Baton, Lagos Legend, as well as Hoops and Reeds. The Tigers, so we'll see how all of this pans out as the champions of this Nigerian Professional Basketball League in Nigeria. When it kickstarts, then the champions would emerge and go and represent Nigeria in BAO, and we will figure out where that will be happening. Normally it happens in Kigali. It has been happening in Kigali, Rwanda for the past couple of seasons. Now we are going to see if the organizers will switch attention to Nigeria, South Africa, Zanzibar, or another European or African country, I beg your pardon. So we'll see how all of this pans out. But right currently, we've only been seeing Rivers Hoopers qualifying and going to represent in BAO. This time around, last season we saw them, a season before last, we saw them advancing up to the semi-finals before they got knocked out. But this time around, they got to the quarterfinals and then they got knocked out in the quarterfinals. So we will see how well this is going to evolve and how teams would prepare differently here locally in Nigeria to make sure that they give Rivers Hoopers a run for their money, as they'll be looking forward to go represent Nigeria in BAL. That's talking about Basketball African League. We'll be seeing how all of this happens, and then still talking basketball. The Tigers arrives Angola for Afro Basketball, the 2024 Afro Basketball that will be kickstarting later this weekend. Nigerian senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, touched down in Angola Sunday ahead of the 2025, FIBA Afro Basketball Tournament, which tips off tomorrow. The team's final 12 players roster for the tournament was released Saturday before embarking on the trip in London for the quarter denial showpiece set to run from August the 12th to the 24th. The roster includes experienced NBA shooting guard Jos Okogie, who pairs his trade with Western Conference franchise Houston Rocket defensive specialist Condrit, and also veteran forward Alvin Zana, veteran Stan Okoye, and guard Mike Nagu are also some of the prominent names on the list. Completing the roster are forward Devin Ekene, center Christian Makolo, and power forward Martins Ibu, guard Ugo Andrew Simeon, forward Emmanuel Omogbo, guard Ike Nwamo, and playmaker Caleb Agada, while the quest of Fahimi, Kareem Joseph, and Mohammed Abdul Salam were dropped from the provisional squad. Now we will see how all of these individuals, these men, will go represent Nigeria. We've seen the Tigers make us proud. We've seen the Super Falcons making us proud. Now the ball falls in the court of the men. There's a lot now. These women have set a very, very high standard. Now you have to really, though in a closed door facility where I was, and I watched these individuals, trade, and they trained very, very hard, and they also played Angola in the friendly match at the Mo Arena facility here in Abuja before they jet off to Angola ahead of this final preparation. So we'll see how it happens, how it's going to be happening, but a whole lot is expected from the Tigers, and we're still wondering why the likes of Vincent didn't get and Precious Ochua and the rest of them, Okoro, why all of these players who are currently playing in the NBA, why they did not get an invite to come play. Or probably they are not just happy with the way he's turning out, because when they all came to play in the Olympics in 2020, they complained bitterly about the fact that they even had to do their laundries themselves, and they didn't get proper sponsorship as they were supposed to get. So we'll see how this outing is going to be for the Tigers, and hoping seriously that they get to win. If not,